They are building this 60 something kilometer road and it goes through something called Migla, which is right now the highest motorable pass in the world. It is technically the highest that you can reach by a vehicle on a road.
And I'm usually not susceptible to altitude, like we've been through the mountains.
Yes.
Okay, but y'all did have the entire crew had altitude sickness.
Most things in Ladakh, but we wanted to go to Hanle because it's just 50 kilometers from where you can reach Migla. We crossed Baralachla. We went ahead and we got to Debring. We took a right from Debring, the road that goes to So Moriri, and we crossed Puga. And then we joined that road, and then we took a right and reached Hanle.
Move towards Leh at all.
I don't think I've ever, felt very sick in any of these high altitude places, but I think Hanle is a different case. There were winds of easily...
How high up is Hanle?
16,000 feet.
Hello and welcome to Connecting Rod, your one-stop destination for everything automotive. And this week, we are taking a slight swerve of products and we are talking travel. So joining me on this week's podcast is Anag, who recently attempted not Umlingla, what we used to know as the highest road in the world, but now Migla. How high up is Migla actually?
19,400 feet.
And when did you all attempt this?
Well, very recently, just a few weeks back.
So that's in November.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's rewind a little bit. How did you end up planning to attempt Migla in November?
Well, we always wanted to attend Migla, obviously. I think since...
When did you first... I think the conversation started somewhere early this year about Migla.
Because we have known about Migla becoming the highest motorable road or pass since I think 24 because that's when the construction for the project started. It's a 64 something kilometer stretch from it's going to Phukche from the road that you take towards Hanle.
So
right?
You know how you're coming from a very elitist point. Let's start from which state it's in.
It's in Ladakh. Sorry.
Okay.
Ladakh. So it's in the region of Hanle, I would say. Actually, technically, Anle, which I think comes right before Hanle. It's in a cold desert, much like most of Ladakh. And it is, difficult to even stay there for a few minutes. We stayed there for quite a long time. Now, some backdrop on this. The reason that this road is being constructed is because there's a advanced landing ground of the Air Force somewhere in Phukche, which is very near to the border, the line of the actual control, and to connect that to the more frequent road, they are building this 60 something kilometer road, and it goes through something called Migla, which is right now the highest motorable pass in the world. It is technically the highest that you can reach by a vehicle on a road. I think the highest otherwise is somewhere in Bolivia, where you can drive up a volcano and it's
which
even
is
higher.
Not technically
it's
a motorable
not a road.
Yeah.
It's not a motorable road, but that's the highest that you can drive. But this Migla in the world is 19,400 feet.
How much is Umlingla?
18,600 something. I think 700.
So I've done Migla and it's difficult
Umlingla
to...
you're done.
I've done, Umlingla.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to breathe there.
Yeah.
Like and I'm usually not susceptible to altitude, like we've been through the mountains.
Yes.
Okay, but y'all did have the entire crew had altitude sickness. But first, before we get into that, let's start from Delhi. What cars did you all take? What route did you all take? Why did you all take it? Run us through it.
Well, we took two Mahindras. I think the best Mahindras.
4x4s?
Yes, the best Mahindras to take for the job. Any guesses?
I know. So
the Thar Rocks and the Scorpio N, both in the top of the line automatic 4x4 diesel.
Automatics,
trims.
huh?
Yeah, automatics. And we drove from Delhi. We went through Chandigarh. We went to Manali. We crossed the Atal Tunnel. And from Manali, we went straight to Hanle.
Which
We
is
did
a
not
how long
go-
a drive?
It wasn't very long. I mean, like, I think
How many kilometers is it?
400, I think.
Yeah, that's significant, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we took that decision because, I mean, most people go to Leh for most things in Ladakh. But we wanted to go to Hanle because, I mean, it's just 50 kilometers from where you can reach Migla. Like, it'll be a easier and, more
No, I don't think
approachable
it's possible
base.
also to like travel from Leh to Hanle and then travel back on the same day.
Yeah. I mean,
What's the road
it's
like?
pushing it. It's pushing it.
I've done that road. I think it is
It's
one
really
of the
pushing
most beautiful that as you exit that what is that Y point called?
The one in
Shea.
Chumathang?
Shea. After
Oh, yeah.
at Shea you take the Y point
Yes.
and you turn towards the Indus, and then that road running along the Indus is
It's
just
beautiful. Truly beautiful.
and then it's like beyond that point there's a right turn over Chumathang.
Yeah. That goes to Pangong.
Which
far as I'm aware.
route did you all take? Did you all take the
To go to Hanle?
yeah?
No. So we went, we crossed Baralachla. We went ahead and we got to Debring. We took a right from Debring, the road that goes to So Moriri. And we crossed Puga. And then we joined that road. And then
so
we took a
basically you all
right and
didn't
reached
move
Hanle.
towards
Yeah.
Leh at all.
Yeah, no.
So you all
We just
turned off
cut
at
across the
Debring,
entire thing.
Puga,
Yeah.
which by the way is hot springs, and there we have some epic footage of it.
yeah.
We'll put it up on screen.
Nice,
It's
beautiful yaks.
yaks. The hot springs,
Hot
the
springs as
geysers,
well.
Those were
So we reached Hanle. I mean, at the time it was a smart decision. I think still. But I mean, it ended up not being the smartest of decisions because I don't think I've ever felt very sick in any of these high altitude places. But I think Hanle is a different case. There were winds of easily
how high up is Hanle?
16,000 feet.
That's about 3,000 feet even above Leh.
Yeah. So, I mean, the first night, it wasn't really very nice.
So what?
None of us could sleep. It was extremely windy.
Which is so this lack of sleep, I think, is a stage 1 oxygen deprivation.
I mean, we just kept sleeping for like half an hour or something, and then we would wake up. Winds were too high, like there were noises everywhere.
You all did carry oxygen though, right?
Yes.
And
I mean, I didn't take
did
any.
that help?
The crew said that it did. Sort of. But apparently, even those commercial oxygen, those tiny cylinders.
Yeah,
that
the
you
ones with
we do have
like
one.
an aerosol.
We
yeah.
still have, yeah. That really isn't any use much.
Yeah,
like,
really? I found it very, very, very
it's
useful.
essentially like a stopgap. So if you're feeling a bit not okay, then it's like helpful. If you're not feeling okay at all, then it's basically a stopgap till you reach an actual medical center and get help.
What is help? What does help? I've never really
help means
experienced
that
EMS at that level.
you take medicines which I think thin your bloods or something like Dispirin. You take an actual, you get an oxygen mask.
What I usually
got
do is
on.
I prepare. So I'll start my day with half a Dispirin, and if when I feel that lightheadedness coming on, I immediately take the oxygen and kind of
Well, I
level
think the
it
only
out.
thing
I
that
not
was able to help was like water and there's drinking an insane
so
amount
basically
of water.
stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Keep your blood thin, which is
Yeah.
important. And yeah, when you're traveling at extreme altitude, carrying oxygen, especially those portable cylinders, are really, really useful. And
They do help. They
at
do help,
critical
definitely.
points when you can't get a full-size cylinder, I think they make a huge difference.
Yeah.
The first time we did Umlingla, we were with Gurdeep, our designer, who had joined us for that drive. And he had a very, very severe attack as we were coming down from Umlingla. But he kept taking the oxygen and it helped.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think. It depends on the severity of how you.
So
your
what did
body
you all
is-
experience?
I personally experienced like an extreme kind of an headache. I was not able to, see
The dull
straight.
headache.
I was not able to see straight. Like everything, it felt like a spherical distortion through my eyes. It felt like something was gripping my head constantly. I mean, it was a headache. It was a pure headache, but it was so intense that even doing a normal task like, holding my phone or even like drinking a glass of water was very, very, very difficult. Plus the cold. I mean, it was in Hanle. It wasn't that cold, but the winds were
Yeah,
just...
you all went in November. Technically, for most people, the passes are closed. Nobody...
I mean, the passes did close after we crossed. Baralashla closed
We
off.
will get there. We'll get there because then that return route is also like an interesting alternative to talk about.
And I mean, we did plan on attempting Migla the next day
So
itself.
wait, then after you all got sick, you all ended up in the army camp.
No, we ended up in the army camp before we got sick because like there was no accommodation otherwise available in
There
Hanle.
are hotels and homestays though. In
Yeah, we
Hanle.
called everyone and they were like, "Sir, band hai. Winter mein koi nahi aata. It's closed." So I mean,
the only option is the army.
yeah. So I mean, we just asked around and like, thankfully, someone was able to provide us with an accommodation.
So that's available to anyone who.
I am not sure. I mean, if you're in an exigency, I'm sure. I mean, the armed forces are always
So
there to help.
I mean, if you've made it to Hanle and
Yeah.
then
I think
everything
they,
is
I think
closed.
that I think they do help out because I mean, I also had this scenario somewhere
they
else.
charged you all for
Yeah.
which was there was like a rest house. So explain the
It's a,
setup.
so it's I mean, in military, it's called a mess, right? It's an officer's mess or a GO's mess. So they have a nominal charge. I mean, not a lot at all. I mean, 1/4 or 1/5 of what you would generally pay for a hotel. The food is nice. It's good food. I'm pretty sure if we were not staying there, we would have been in much worse shape because like the moment that any of us got sick, we were able to call the medical room and somebody from the medical room would show up, give us a checkup, check our BP, check our oxygen rates. And if they felt it was fine, they'll be like, okay. If it wasn't, they'll take us to the medical room, give us a couple of medicines, make us take oxygen, and yeah. So
Nice. So how long were you all there? Did you all recover? What?
so the second day was of course better. I mean, second day is when we drove out of the camp in Hanle and like we attempted Migla. So first day, we were in no shape to even get out of bed. Genuinely. Not
which
in
is
shape.
which is advised as well. One day.
Yeah, and
you
we were
kind of-
constantly told as to how smart we were, that we just came from Manali to Hanle instead of going from Manali to Leh and then coming to Hanle.
Yeah.
Because the difference of that 3,000, 4,000 feet makes is just...
So wait, is it more gradual to go from Debring to Leh to Hanle?
Yeah.
It's more gradual in terms of ascent.
Yeah, Leh sits at around 12,000.
And but you're descending from Tanglangla, which is already at like 17,000.
No, but see, when you cross a pass, you're only there for a few minutes.
And then you have the More Plains, which is at like 10,000.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm trying to say here. So when you're driving around, when you're only at places for a few minutes, such high altitudes, it doesn't really bother you. But Hanle sits at an altitude where a lot of passes are, right? And we were there for a very long time, like more than 2 days almost, right? So I mean that did start to take its own effect. So yeah, I mean like we were just not in a state to operate. Like there was, and even on the second
And
day,
especially like considering that you all were attempting Migla, I think it's
I mean
always...
that.
So
that
what
was
is your advice for the listeners and viewers
who are attempting Migla?
who are attempting a high altitude drive?
I think I would say just take it slow, mainly. Or at least, gap it to 200, 300 kilometers per day. Especially if
In
you're
the
going for
hills,
any
yeah.
of the passes in this area.
So ideally you would say like stop at Chumathang and then...
Not just Chumathang. I would say that go in more, conducive weather. Don't go in the like the worst part of the year because it's incredibly cold. I mean, like if it's not incredibly cold, then you can still, like, your body can bear the altitude perhaps.
It's always incredibly cold. I went in May, it was minus 40 or something.
Yeah, so I mean, so what you do is you be gradual about it, and of course, be ready with medicines. I mean,
what's in the kit?
have disciplines, have something for, I think, actually, gas or something like that, because at that altitude, even your stomach is never okay. I think it's something kind of like the low pressure also makes you very, very, it makes you bloated all the time, whatever you eat. So that's going to affect you. So, take those medicines. There are also those nausea.
Like a Pandy or something.
Yeah, so you also have those nausea pills, because more often than not, you're going to be, suffering from nausea. So you take those. But most of these things are, again, temporary medicines.
Diamox in case of emergency.
So again, depends on person to person. I mean, I did not get sick enough that I had to take even a single pump of whatever oxygen. I mean, I kind of wanted to kill.
Also, you should carry a blood oxygen measuring device.
Yes.
Finger operated one is fine.
Yeah.
Ideally, to function, you should, peak of your health should be no less than 90. To function, you need at least 80. And if you find it dropping below 70, immediately resort to the first round of...
Out of the 4 of us, 3 of us had
under
blood
70.
oxygens below 70.
Yours was also not very high at 80.
It was 75, I think.
Okay, which is decent, but also still not great.
But yeah. So, I mean, these are all things that, again, you cannot foresee some of these things, but I would also
That's
say
what
that this was the first time that I went to Hanle. So, I did not really know what to expect in that sense. I would say that there was a bit of cockiness involved.
So, Anak has been with us multiple times and has seen us leave on multiple expeditions, but this was his first experience on his own with Abhinav.
And nobody told me a lot of things. I didn't ask either. I will agree. Everybody just told me, okay, take this for the car. We took things for the car, not for ourselves. The cars were perfectly fine.
What did you take for the cars?
We took tow ropes.
Okay.
And we took that fluid that we put in
basically grossly unprepared.
Yes.
So also the thing that they didn't get, despite me sending them to get it, is a high pressure air pump. Because
we did get an air pump, but we just did not get the high pressure heavy duty air pump.
Because
the one with the compressor.
Yeah. Because the compressor, most of these low pressure pumps don't really work.
I mean, the one that we got, it would have taken half an hour to fill up the tire to a usable pressure. So.
Yeah, but the problem is the pumps overheat because they're not rated for that much of strain and that much of on time. But okay. I mean, emergency measure, it's still carry a pump if you cannot find
And then again, see, we had, did some research on Migla. We had seen some motorcyclists attempting it, and it did not look like it was just, climbing boulders. So you're like, I mean, it wouldn't be terribly bad.
That's still no reason not to carry a good pump. Please don't listen to him. He's a terrible, terrible, terrible traveler. Okay, so tell me about your attempt.
So, I mean, the next day...
I say attempt because unfortunately these guys didn't make it to the top.
We didn't make it.
I mean, it was a tall order to begin with, considering they decided in November to attempt it.
So, okay. I mean, we all know BRO.
Yeah.
Right. The BRO is the one who...
also there is a very interesting backstory to the Migla project in total, right? It's a all-woman team.
Yes, it's led by Colonel Doming. She's the head of the BRTF, who's responsible for that particular section of the road. And I think the entire team is also made up of women. So it's like, again, like a quite an interesting feat that they are attempting here. So we had spoken before we went, of course. And the answer that we had received was, why are you coming? Please don't come.
I think at one point, these guys' exuberance tired her out. And she was like, listen, beta.
She did say that you all can come.
But you all will not make it.
And I will not help you if you get stuck. Straight up, we were like, okay, thank you. We were confident that we wouldn't get stuck. That's the only thing that we were confident about. So, again,
Because the Scorpio and the Thar are just like...
So, we drove out of Hanle. We reached the turn towards Migla. And
Which
the
is
first
where?
thing... Huh?
Okay, give directions, bro. You left Hanle towards...
So, this is the road that you take towards going to Leh. Or Chumathang, whatever. It's the same road, right?
You take the road back.
Afterwards, it joins the Indus, right?
Yeah.
So, you take the same road. You go, I think, around 20-30 kilometers. And then on the right, you'll see...
There's that board.
There's a board which marks... there itself, it's written,
Migla
you are
Fukche.
higher than the Everest base camp. That spot itself is higher than Everest base camp. And then there's another board, which is the newer board, which mentions the name of the project, where it's going. So the road is going to Fukche from there. So, we started. We went...
So it's the Hanle Fukche road.
Yeah.
Officially, once it's opened, it'll be called...
There's another small spot, small place there. I'm forgetting the name. That's the name of the road, exactly. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
You were literally just there.
Yes.
Okay.
I do forget names. But anyway, so...
wait. Hanle Fukche Pukare.
No.
What is this?
This road goes to Fukche, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Pukare. Likaru.
Likaru.
Yeah. So Likaru is the spot where you find the turn, and there's a building also. I think that's BRO's building or something. So it's Likaru, Migla, Fukche.
There's tarmac.
No.
Okay.
Right now it's gravel. But we couldn't
flat
drive.
gravel though.
Yeah. But
So
we
like
did not.
a
So the
sedan.
first section, which is like flattish, I think 6-7 kilometers till you reach where the mountains start rising. We couldn't drive on it.
Why?
Because again, they were constructing, there were those big earth movers there. So we went on a parallel road, which was off-roading.
Yeah.
It was not off-roading per se. It was just very
gravel.
fine sand. It was kind of very fine sand, very dusty.
The cars were okay at the altitude?
Yeah. Perfectly okay.
You were
I
getting
did
full
feel
power outputs?
Slight loss in power. Mostly, I would say I did not feel slight loss in power. It was
slight
more
meaning
like...
Usually it's like 25 to 30%.
I think the engines and the gearboxes are rated for quite a bit. So we did not really feel much of a difference. What the cars were definitely doing was that they were shifting at higher RPMs. They were holding the gears much higher. Yes, they were doing it automatically. So generally in the planes, I think these torque converters shift at around 2000 RPM. There they were shifting at 2400 or 2600 RPM all the time. We did not really feel... that's the story again here, that we did not really engage any modes or anything in the cars.
Okay.
Didn't matter what.
They just kept going.
Yeah. Rear wheel drive, they just kept going. Normal mode. In the
Two-wheel
in the Thar Rocks, it was the regular mode. In the Scorpio, and the regular mode is the mountain mode. So I touched nothing, I changed nothing.
Nice.
They just kept going.
Okay.
So we crossed that, and then we reached the BRO camp kind of a place where I guess all the engineers and all the machinery is kept. So
they're still there? The work is still happening?
When we went, only one section of the road was being worked on. Which I would say was around a 10-kilometer section. So some people from BRTF is the Border Road Task Force, which is the execution section of the BRO. They are the ones who actually physically build the road. BRO is the entire organization. So, and BRTF again has army officials part of it. So they told us ki don't go. It's not allowed. You can see. You're not allowed. There's a board that says, not a private road.
Okay.
So they were like, please, you cannot go. Then I was like, please can. It was a bit of a begging match. I was like, please. I've seen people go. They were like, okay, go. How far will you go? They're landslides. Like, I mean, he must be bluffing, I guess. I mean, like, they just don't want idiots like us to go there and, like, do something and then come
and
back.
get stuck and basically need them
and
to...
then ask them for help and, like, ruin their lunchtime or whatever. So, like, yeah, sure. They're like, okay, go. So then we went ahead. So, again, as I said, for 10 kilometers, there was construction going on, like active construction going on. We saw workers, we saw earth movers, and most of it was gravel, like a flat gravel track. And then we reached a section where there were boulders kept on the road. And then we saw an off-road trail going up. So we just took that. That, again, wasn't very tough. It was pretty easy. Even though there was black ice on it, there was a river flowing through it. Not a river, stream.
A stream, yeah.
Yeah, very short, small stream. We went up that. And then we reached a section where there was no gravel. It was just, I think, you would say, chopped down road. It was just sand, soil.
Okay.
They had just broken away the rocks. It was flat. It was rolled over by a road roller. So that was fine. We drove up it and low. I think 37 kilometers into it. Not even 37.
How long is the road in total?
The total road is 60 something kilometers. But
It's not on Google Maps though, right?
no.
Okay.
Even Umlingla is still not on Google Maps.
No, Umlingla was on maps. We mapped it.
Oh. This isn't on Google Maps. So, what we had to do, of course, was do 30 something kilometers to reach the top of Migla.
Okay.
We did not need to, of course, go to Phukche. Because again, that section of the road is not done at all. Like there has been no progress beyond
the Phukche side.
Beyond Migla towards Phukche. There, I think very minimal progress has been done. But from this side, from Likaru, the road was complete. I mean, complete as a, it's a way of understanding.
Like it was flattened.
Yeah,
the road has been carved, it's not
driven,
been tarred yet.
Yes, but because people and vehicles of, even BRO vehicles, earth movers or whatever, have gone to the top of Migla and they have installed a board mentioning the yellow board that we see at all the passes.
In all the videos and...
at all the passes. And this one says, you are at the highest pass in the world, 19,400 feet.
Nice.
So we just needed to go around 30 kilometers to
From where you stopped, 37 so 67 kilometers.
No. We only needed to go 30 something kilometers from Likaru.
Okay.
Because that's midway. Migla is midway, right? So we only needed to go 30 something kilometers, and I think after 15 kilometers we were just stopped. Stopped in the sense that, we couldn't go ahead because there was a landslide.
I did see the photos. We'll leave a photo also for the viewers.
Yeah, we'll leave a video also. It was a landslide. Plus, I think BRO itself had, used like a caterpillar or something to put even bigger boulders in there. Because I did see footage of people on very nice adventure bikes crossing that.
Crossing it.
And then I was like, okay, those big rocks weren't there. They were able to cross and those big rocks weren't there. And when we were there were massive rocks there. The cars couldn't have gone through it. We would have to move those rocks or climb over them, which I don't think anything short of a
and then
massive.
Down the road further also you all sent the drone up and there were...
So we stopped there and we looked around. We just I think climbed through it was a switchback. It was right there. We climbed up and we were like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Right. There was another one. So it was landslide as well as, the BRO just ensured that no vehicles are going up. But important point here being that, again, we did this in November. November is the end of construction season for BRO. These guys have to stay there anywhere all year long. Winters is something that they cannot really...
It's inhospitable beyond
they cannot. So they start their work back, I think, somewhere in February, March. So this is the tail end of their working season. This is when they're just stopping work. This is when they were just, stopping the project. This is where they're leaving things to be restarted next year.
So, in general though, I think beyond very, very expert drivers, professionals who have permissions, it's best to not bother the BRO because they're up there in tremendously tough conditions, doing a tremendously hard job to get you roads in places where it is difficult to walk.
And I feel that BRO builds roads in those places better than most municipal departments do in metropolitan cities.
That is true. And considering how
We have seen the roads
rapidly
in
evolving the
Rajasthan. We have
terrain.
seen the roads
Yeah.
in the northeast. We have seen the roads in, again, Ladakh. Absolutely brilliant tarmac.
Brilliant tarmac. Yeah, that is true.
Right. And even if there is a damage to the road, it is repaired immediately. And if there is damage to the road, it is marked properly. I mean, they do their job quite properly.
Excellently in those conditions. It's truly remarkable.
I mean, again, like we again found those. We shot a bit. We had to shoot some segments for the the project, and then we were returning back, and then we found the.
So you all went back from there again to Hanle?
No.
To Leh?
Yeah.
So you all drove straight from Migla to Leh?
Yeah.
Should people do that? Is that
yes, the road is brilliant.
Okay.
Only thing that they have to ensure is that, considering that you'll be coming from Debring from Puga to Hanle, you won't have fuel unless and until you fill up in a place called Neoma.
Okay.
Right, Neoma.
You all carried fuel also, right?
We did carry fuel.
How much?
We had 2 jerry cans of 20 liters each.
Then that was sufficient for both cars. Both cars have...
No.
No?
No.
Oh yeah, you all did call me in the middle of the night.
It wasn't sufficient because I was dependent upon the fact that the fuel pump in Neoma would be operational and open by the time we reach it. The problem here is that this is in the middle of nowhere. Not technically nowhere. It's a massive, massive army camp. Runway has been inaugurated there just recently, I think last week. But no otherwise public lives there. I mean, I think there might be a few villages, few hundred villages. So there's one petrol pump there. And because nobody in their right mind probably fills up fuel after 6. So they shut the fuel pump at 6.
Yeah.
And then I asked them, they were like, no, we are not giving you fuel. Because I could sense the thing that everybody asked them, BRO or the army for fuel there. And they just said, no, I can give you a room to stay in. I'm like, what will I do with the room, bro? I need to reach Leh. And then we asked around, and then one guy was like, there was a cabbie, and he was like, I have diesel. Like, okay, cool. Like, it's just 5 kilometers that way. He took us down the road, and this was a village, I think 2-3 kilometers from the main road. It is the middle of at bottom of the valley, and the middle of nowhere, and it was incredibly cold. Incredibly cold. Like, I was holding the jerry can, putting fuel into it. My hands were so cold that I almost dropped it.
Like they went numb, basically.
Yes. And then I have footage of it. I mean, filling up the diesel. We had to put paper to, filter the diesel. We filled up, I think, $7,000 of diesel into the 2 cars. He had diesel, so we were like, yeah, just, I guess, give us all. Just give us all of it. And then we drove to Leh from there.
Nice.
After that, I think the route was just brilliant. I mean, day or night, that road is just pure bliss.
So, Baralachala had closed by the time you all
that was
reached
again
Leh.
the important
So then
key
you all
point
couldn't
here.
go back to Manali. So how did you all leave?
We went to Leh. We reached somewhere middle of the night. We stayed over. Nice warm hotels with warm running water is a thing. Again, like there was no running water in Hanle at all. And whatever water we had was incredibly cold.
So spoiled, yeah. So spoiled.
It's just a
Hot
reasoning. A lot of viewers might be interested that there's no running water. Anyway, so we reached Leh. And then, the next part of the job was taking a very long route back to Delhi.
Which was?
Go to Srinagar.
Okay.
Then from Srinagar to
But that's
Delhi.
just equally as long as traveling back to Manali, right? Or it's in
I
fact
think
faster, I think.
It could be faster if
So
you
how
are
did you all
not...
get to Srinagar?
We drove from... so I think that is... I'm not sure which national highway it is. But again, that is again a brilliant road.
Via Zojila.
Yeah. We reached Zojila and then they said that Zojila is shut.
What time did you all reach?
We reached Zojila around 8.
Okay.
It was pretty funny because I went and I was like, sir, please jaane do. We have 4x4s, this, that. We've crossed Zojila many times. We haven't. But I said that we have.
So wait, you took the Z tunnel also?
No, it's not ready.
Okay.
It's shut.
It was open though, no?
Even I thought it was open, but it's apparently not.
Okay. Then
I mean, the road that's supposed to go to the entrance of the tunnel is not built. Like the opening is there, but like nothing else after that. We could see construction from the top of Zojila. I mean, we asked the guy, sir, like, I mean, the cop, that is. We asked him, please let us go, this, that. He did. Then we reached Srinagar. After Srinagar, I think it's pretty simple. It's mostly
so what
straight
time does
roads.
Zojila actually close? So you don't have to beg policemen to let you through.
I'm not sure. After that, he let everyone through. So,
It's a weather thing. Actually.
yeah, it's a weather thing. Well, he did say there's
What were the
black
roads?
ice. There was no black ice. There was no snow. I mean, it was fine. But yeah, I've heard that Zojala is very treacherous. Otherwise, we could see spot. I mean, it's an entire. It's those concrete blocks. I'm not sure if they provide more grip or less grip. Because it was okay when we crossed. But we could see spots where vehicles could get stuck very easily if there's even a bit of slush. Slush is very easy at these passes. It could have been very treacherous, but I mean, thankfully it wasn't. And even then, again, we did not employ any of the drive modes that Mahindra has so nicely put in their cars.
Yeah,
They were more than capable enough. Thar Rox was on 80 tires anyway.
Yeah.
And the Scorpio, and again, like, no issues.
Yeah,
No single second of loss of traction or not being able to pull anything. I mean, it was pretty easy by that logic. Reach Srinagar, I think after Srinagar, it's a pretty straight job.
From Srinagar to Jammu.
Yeah, from Srinagar to Jammu. Problem is, I would say that people should avoid Jammu. They should go directly to Pathankot. There is a road, there was construction, we couldn't find it. I made the mistake. We paid for it. So there's this massive project being built called Delhi Amritsar Katra or Delhi Jammu Katra, I'm not sure. But it's apparently an expressway kind of a situation. And we were under a flyover for 3-4 hours. So if you can avoid Jammu, it'll be a good thing. Go directly to Pathankot.
From Srinagar, you go to Pathankot and then Pathankot to
Delhi.
Amritsar.
I mean, technically, like, Not Amritsar. No, not Amritsar. You go to Chandigarh. You cross Chandigarh and you come back to Delhi.
No, via Amritsar, I think.
Amritsar? No, I think Ludhiana.
Ludhiana.
Yeah,
okay.
Ludhiana.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a pretty simple route. I mean, after that, it's a pretty simple route. Even the NH
How
1.
long did it take you from Srinagar to Delhi?
I mean, we left around 11 from Srinagar. We shot along the way. We reached Delhi 4 a.m. 5.
11 a.m. to 4 a.m. So ideally, for most people, it should be like a 2-day drive. Because 10,
We
12
did. I mean,
hours.
it was 900 something kilometers. So
Okay, that's long. So usually, maybe where would you advise to stop in the middle?
Jammu or Pathankot or even Ludhiana.
Okay.
It's an, I mean, good way to break the journey. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So we hope we've informed you as to what it's like to spend time. We don't advise it, but it's a part of our life and it's something that we thought we'd share with you this time. It's we often take on these challenges. Most of the time, we manage to actually pull it together. Sometimes, like this one time, it didn't work out really well.
I mean, yeah, we would have made it to the top if not for those landslides. The tarmac was really conducive. I mean, we could have driven on it very easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, those boulders had no way of being overcome. So next year, I guess.
We will try again. We'll definitely try again. So I think that's it from us.
Yeah.
This is Didi signing off.